It's really interesting to be Latino during this time because so many of us are experiencing a level of discrimination and anxiety and fear that we've never experienced before.
Hi lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us, you guys are the real MVP. So lovelies, I came across this video on my For You and I thought to share where Latinos are having emotional breakdown and meltdown. So the fact that the said country that they actually thought that they are so, all over the place is now treating them even worse than people that looks like me. They share their experience about discrimination, about no Latino. They were like, this is what people that looks like me or people, this is what black people have been trying to tell them. This is what black people have been facing for decades now. Latinos are actually facing the same discrimination in 2025. Lovely. So I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of other stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying.
It's really interesting to be Latino during this time because so many of us are experiencing a level of discrimination and anxiety and fear that we've never experienced before. And especially those of us who are first gen, who were born in America, right? Like I personally have grown up in a world that is very different to my parents. I've not necessarily had to worry about being stopped or being deported. That is a privilege. And I think a lot of us should see that as a privilege because it is, right? Like even just our parents have had such a different experience than ours. And they came here to give us a better opportunity. The fact that one of those privileges is being a citizen to this country, I never thought that I'd have to worry about anything concerning my citizenship until now. Now, as I'm watching citizens be pulled and dragged into concentration camps, be kidnapped, even people who are residents, so people who are in our lives that we should also be worried about. But we are living in a time where we are being persecuted as a race. And I know it is very extreme to compare this to the Holocaust or of the likes, but it really is that similar and that frightening. At the end of the day, it was people who were persecuted because of the color of their skin, because of their race, their physical features, exactly what is happening today. And it is interesting to try and even explain that to people who don't necessarily have to worry about that every day.
Mexicans allowed, that's what Maverick gas station says in Springfield, Missouri. Maverick gas station posted that they are no longer accepting green cards, which are federal forms of identification, as identification for purchases. And this is a clear example of anti-immigrant rhetoric and policy and enforcement. This is a clear civil rights violation. This is a clear example of discrimination on the basis of identity. And Springfield, Missouri is just doing what they have always been doing and what the rest of Missouri has been doing and what the rest of the country has been doing in secret. But now they're saying it out loud. No Mexicans, no immigrants. Mexicans, immigrants, get out. That's what they're saying. No Mexicans.
Did you see a story out of Missouri where employees at a Maverick gas station posted this sign saying they are not accepting green cards as a form of identification? This sign was posted at the Kearney and West Bypass location. And it reads in English and in Spanish, due to company policy, we no longer accept permanent alien resident cards. Must be a valid state driver's license, state issued non-driver's license, military ID, or valid passport. Well, it turns out that denying green cards is not a company policy, but something the employees at this station decided to do. Since this story broke, the location has taken down the sign. However, the Maverick corporate office still hasn't said anything about this. Even though the sign is down, it would be very telling if we don't hear from Maverick corporate denouncing the actions of this location and these signs. The Southern Missouri Immigration Alliance has been keeping up with this story and why it's important. First of all, green cards are a valid form of ID. And a company or employees at a company arbitrarily taking it upon themselves to decide which ID is valid or not is a very slippery slope, especially under the Trump administration. Maverick is a large company with over 500 locations. So they should take note on what's happening to Target, Starbucks, and Coca-Cola, who are being boycotted for aligning themselves with right-wing ideologies. So I'm curious to see what Maverick does in the next few days while this story continues to gain traction. This is still a developing story, so I'll bring you information as it comes in. And as always, please consider supporting me on here so I can continue bringing you stories like these.
What's wild? Maverick used to be this quirky little gas station chain where you stopped on a road trip for beef jerky, stale donuts, and a bathroom that may or may not give you tetanus. Now, it feels like every single corner in Utah has a Maverick slapped on it. I'm not even joking. I pulled into one the other day, walked out, and somehow ended up in another Maverick across the street. Like, when did these things start multiplying like rabbits on caffeine? And let's be honest, at this point, there's only two real competitors for who owns the most real estate in Utah: the Mormon Church with their temples and chapels, or Maverick with their neon adventures first stop signs. I swear in the second coming, Jesus is going to show up and ask, all right, where's the nearest chapel? And someone's going to point him to a Maverick with a giant frozen slushy machine. Oh, and remember Come and Go? Yeah, Maverick straight up bought them out, which is hilarious because there was literally one Come and Go in Utah when they pulled the trigger. Talk about overkill, more like came and went. And of course, Maverick being Maverick, they're rebranding all of them because heaven forbid there be a single gas station in the country not under their empire. Soon half the Midwest will be blanketed in those red and white signs, and you'll have to explain to your kids, yes, son, there was once a time when you could actually drive a mile without seeing a Maverick. But here's the kicker. I don't even hate it. Their bathrooms are cleaner than most hospitals, their gas pumps actually work, and if I'm honest, their breakfast burritos are better than 90% of the Mexican food in Utah. So yeah, they're taking over the world one overpriced fountain drink at a time. Resistance is futile. At this point, Maverick isn't the adventure's first stop, it's the only stop. You know what's wild?
This is a message to all of my Mexican friends, Hispanic, Latino, all you guys out there who are having a rough time right now because of all these ICE raids. I have some advice for you guys. You know, there are a lot of us out here fighting on your behalf, and you guys are fighting too. But a lot of you are getting arrested and pulled off the streets, or kidnapped, as we like to say. And it's not right, and it's ugly, and we hate to see it day in and day out. So here's my advice. My advice to you is unless you have permanent citizenship here in the United States and a passport and whatnot, if you have anything else, a visa, a green card, you can still legally be here, you know, but the problem is they're looking for excuses to take you off the streets and deport you. The excuses they're looking for are if you've gotten into any trouble, if you've done anything bad online, or if you've done anything bad in the real world, or not bad, but, you know, even if you got a speeding ticket, like anything on your record, you need to lay low. And a lot of you will say, well, I can't afford to, I have to go to work. Well, if you go to work and you end up getting yanked off the street by these guys, you're not going to have any work to go to. It's almost like a strike. I think collectively you guys need to decide in the next couple of weeks to just stop going into work, going anywhere. Watch out for each other. We're going to watch out for you guys, but you need to lay low. That means staying home. So these guys have no one to pull off the streets. Again, if you only have a visa or if you have a green card and you have anything that puts you at risk, any crime in your past, any convictions, do not go out. Just lay low. Because if they get you, they'll get you and they'll kick you out. The rest of us, we all have your back. And I think if people choose a period of time, like a 2-week period, and say, let's all just lay low. Don't call it a strike. Call it a lay low period. And so a lot of farmers, farm workers won't go into work. A lot of grocery store workers won't. Car wash people, nail salons, everybody. It'll hurt. It'll hurt society. Businesses will hurt. And this will put pressure on Washington. So my advice to all of you right now is to lay low. Lay low. Don't let us see you guys getting yanked off the streets. That's really sad to see. Okay?
So keep in mind, the same people who were saying, oh, why don't people in Mexico just stay in Mexico and fix Mexico? They're crying about some $6 cartons of eggs, bro. Bro, don't get me started down that route. All you gotta do is buy some chickens, bro. Just go buy some chickens. You crying about some eggs, go buy some chickens. On videos I posted, people have commented saying, why don't those immigrants just go back to their home country and focus on improving the conditions of their home country? That in itself shows you how ignorant a lot of U.S. citizens are to the situation going on in other countries. That is a very nuanced topic, and it shows you how little people know about what's going on in other countries. Keep in mind, the frame of reference that a lot of people have of Mexico is like it's a vacation spot. Like a lot of U.S. citizens who have been to Mexico and who have any kind of idea what's going on in Mexico, it's either based off of what they've seen on TV or it's based off of like some vacation spot they've been to, which is a wild misrepresentation of Mexico. Let me tell you guys something. The vast majority of Mexico, it does not consist of unlimited food on your vacation spot. The movies and shows that depict Mexico, I try to stay away from the topic because I am not from Mexico. I don't misrepresent myself and be like, oh yes, I'm from Mexico. I'm making, like, I do not believe in doing that. You have to be ethical with what you do talk about. But from what I've noticed, observed, and learned, just as an example, bro, a movie that was up for a lot of awards and Oscars. I'm not going to start a topic because like it's a very touchy topic with people, but I will say that it featured some very negative stereotypes about Mexico and some very negative stereotypes about what goes on in Mexico. It did not involve anyone from Mexico. Like I believe they shot it was a French director is the one who, I guess he organized the film or whatnot. I think they shot the film in France, bro. And they had all these negative ideas about Mexico. But apparently in France, they know what's going on in Mexico. It's beyond me. It's just ignorant to say, oh, well, why don't they just stay in their country and improve the conditions in their own country? Okay, you say that, but people here in the U.S. are crying about eggs. Which, keep in mind, bro, if you went to the store and each egg you bought was $1, so that means for a carton of eggs, you paid about $20. That would be a fair price. Eggs are some of the most nutritious foods that you can eat. People don't perceive it like that because you've been able to go to the store and buy eggs cheap as hell. But I guarantee you a $6 carton of eggs is not the end of the world for you.
Americans always say to me, if USA is so bad, then why is everybody trying to get into the US? What Americans do not understand is that the only people trying to get into the US are impoverished and displaced people. You will not see a middle-class Chinese or a middle-class Mexican or a middle-class Brazilian trying to get into the US. There's no need. The US only has 4% of the world's population. That means that 96% of people on Earth do not live in the US, do not want to live in the US, and have no need to live in the US. More Mexicans are coming back to Mexico than going to the US, according to the Pew Research Center. I mean, just look at all the Americans that are actively trying to leave the US. Like they say, the American dream is to leave the US. A lot of countries like Venezuela and Cuba are indirectly poor because of the US, all the sanctions and all the embargoes. And then people from the US complain that all the Venezuelans and Cubans are coming into the US. But to be fair, the US does give out a lot of handouts. And to be fair, I personally think that the US cares more about other people from other countries than its own citizens. But that's a conversation for another day. But yes, dear Americans, not everybody is trying to get into the US. Most of the world is okay without the US. There's an entire existence outside the US, guys. But there you have it, guys. The only people really trying to get into the US,
they need this freaking workforce. 50, 60, 70% of the workforce in the fields picking your apples. Where is the camera? Right there. Picking your freaking apples, picking your veggies are Mexicans. You know, the numbers say that all of the food that goes through the Americans' mouth goes through the Mexican hands, either because they pick them up from the freaking fields. I did that myself when I got here. Or because they drive the trucks or they work on the freaking store. But your food is gonna pass through some freaking Mexican hands. So, you know, if you don't believe in God, you know, you believe in yin yang, but or even if you don't believe in any of those, but you're smart, you don't freaking buy the freaking hand that is feeding you. That's a freaking rule in life. You don't do it because it's stupid to do it. And that's what is going on right now. America is biting the freaking hand that is feeding them. And that's not fair. And that is stupid.
Absolutely. Very, very well said.
You want to know who I have empathy for? I have empathy for the immigrants that came here the right way. The immigrants that put their heads down and worked their tails off for years to earn enough money to be able to pay the fees. The ones who adapted to our culture, the ones who learned about our culture enough to pass the citizenship test. The ones who stood in line for years and did everything they were supposed to do to be able to become a citizen of the United States of America the right way. And yet for years now, they've been forced to watch millions of people come across this border and get food stamps, rental assistance, any federal assistance that's out there, they're getting it for free. We don't get that, yet we're paying for it. I feel bad for those people. Do you know that the people who are still here in this country illegally right now as we speak, the ones who are actually being deported, those people were offered $1,000, a plane ticket, and the opportunity to be able to re-enter after they bring themselves home. Those people had every opportunity to go home, and yet they chose to take their chances. And unfortunately, this is what law and order looks like, and this is what needs to be done. They can't, the law enforcement, they can't just take someone's word for it. They can't just trust that, yeah, I'll go home, just give me a day or two to tie up some loose ends. So this is what it looks like when action needs to be taken.
So Springfield, Missouri is in the news yet again for their racist, hateful ways, and this time it's a gas station called Maverick. Earlier this week, Maverick gas station posted a sign in their window stating they would no longer accept a green card as an acceptable form of federal ID, even though it very much is an acceptable form of federal identification. It is legal and valid. This is just another attempt for Springfield, Missouri to try and push migrants out of their city and then out of the state of Missouri. Springfield, Missouri voted overwhelmingly for that orange tyrant who is in office, and they are known for their Manasian ways. There has been a lot of reports coming out of that area stating they are very much in support for the return to the land, that all-white community coming within that area as well. So what I'm asking you is, if you see a Maverick gas station, if you can manage, please go right on past and find another gas station and do not support this company anymore.
So lovely. So I came across this particular stitch about, Mexican people not allowed in some certain gas station. Like, it is actually boldly written that Latinos, Mexicans are not allowed. And this is just giving whites only. It's giving no black allowed. It's giving segregation. It's giving discrimination. And like, in as far as in as much as some of these people who are having this emotional breakdowns, and migrants, Latinos, Mexican, and all of that, massively contributed to whatsoever thing that is going on right now, I still have this soft, like, oh god, this is just so unbearable. You know, I have seen so many stage from Latino people reacting and talking about how this is the exact same thing that people that looks like me have felt. Like, there's this particular stitch which I put up before on another clip where a Latino man was like talking about how he now understand what black people have been trying to tell them, that all of the discrimination that black people have been complaining for the longest. When people that looks like me comes out to complain, comes out to talk about the discrimination, the racism, and all of that, so many people often debunk that claim. So many people often say, "Oh my God, what are you talking about? Like, grow up, oppression, Olympics, commentaries all about all around." Because you know why? You are not wearing the shoes. You don't know what they meant. You don't understand. But right about now, so many of these Latino people are beginning to understand they wear the shoes, because it's only when you wear the shoes you know exactly where it hurts. And now they understand vividly well what people that looks like me have been trying to explain for the longest. And now they are complaining about the discriminatory, the oppression, the anti-migrations, and all of that. This is something that has always been in the system, but it's just that it's being focused on other demographics. But right about now that this man is showing his true color, this is exactly what people that looks like me have been complaining. This is exactly what they have been complaining about. And right about now, Mexican people are now facing the same fate. But their own situation is different. Why I say it's different is the fact that they massively contributed for whatsoever thing that is going on with them right now. They massively contributed, on most of the things that is going on right now. Majority of them voted massively for this. Even when people that looks like me tried to tell them that no, this is not the way to go. You have to not vote this way. You have to do this way. The thing is that these people saw all of the handwritings on the word, but they decided that, oh, we are white. Like, they thought that they are going to be accepted. Maybe because of the color of your skin, they are more accepted compared to people that look like me. But right about now, it is not the way at which the case is right now. Like, seriously, when so many people that looks like me try to explain to these people before the election that, oh, this guy is going to come for you, this guy is not who he seems to be. Even when this guy was actually making some commentaries, some island of garbage and all of that, I even thought that Mexicans or Latino people were going to like use that as, oh, this man does not really like us. But most of them actually thought that this guy was blabbing, he was joking, he's going after illegal immigrant. But no, he's also going after legal people. Like, just imagine what is going on right now. Like, seriously, I feel so sorry for them though. But just that it is what it is. It is only you're just gonna keep on complaining. Nothing is gonna be done. This man looks like someone that is not gonna be stopped by anybody. He wants to just do whatever that he feels that is right. He said that he's the president. He can do anything he wants. There's a speech that is coming after this or before this, where he was like trying to talk about how he can do whatever he wants, and that is it. That is who he is, and nobody can even change that fact. We just keep on praying. We just keep on praying because these are the things that people will keep seeing. And the worst part is that so many mega people are coming up talking about the 2028 elections and all of that. That means it is gonna be what it is. Anyway, lovelies, why not just leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. So please share this video. Subscribe to this channel if you're here to do that. Like, and I will see you lovelies when I upload. So not just leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video. Please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We are just here for educational and informative purposes. So lovelies, why not just leave me your own thoughts, subscribe, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.